Welcome back to another Create Mod tutorial. In this one, we are going over a either tileable or a more simple version of an obsidian farm. As you can see, it is pretty small. This is the more simple version. Basically, what we're doing is we're bringing lava in, piping it towards this block. This smart observer is checking to see if obsidian exists. When it does, the cart creates this contraption, making obsidian able to spawn. As it does, it makes these blocks whole again, breaking the obsidian instantly and putting all of it in this barrel here. As you can see, it is pretty quick. With one obsidian every 8.3 seconds, it's pretty fast. And this is just one small section of it. We're also showing off a one-wide tileable version. This is obviously one block wide and tileable. It uses hopper minecarts underneath the same contraption that we showed off earlier, so that if we turn this thing on, it breaks it, hopper minecart picks it up, and it gets placed again in this barrel. This one's a little bit more difficult because you have the hopper minecart here. This one just uses straight hoppers. To show off the ability of this one-wide tileable thing, I have made the most overkill and the laggiest ever, because I literally can't hear Minecraft anymore because it broke my game, one-wide tileable example of how many you could have at the same time. I'm not going to turn this on. This would probably immediately crash my game. But if it were possible, this could make 11,520,000 obsidian per hour. So if you need that much, just build this, I guess. It uses the same technique, but obviously if we put minecart rails next to each other, it would kind of break a couple of things. So let's show you why that is. If we put them together, they'll just go like this. So instead we have to just bring this up a block and have the same process, just a little bit different here. Obviously, you don't want it this big. This is a lot of client-side lag, a lot of server-side lag. There's a lot of hopper minecarts and a ton of just straight hoppers and other minecart contraptions that are happening. So be very careful. But let's go over the more simple version. Before I get too far in, the schematic users, if you're using the schematic, it doesn't matter which one, you're gonna just have to do two things. First, fill in the oak leaves with water, and then place a minecart down, and it should just start working. You'll obviously need to connect it up to some lava first, but then you'll be good. The one-wide tileable one, if you would like it, it is more complicated. This little encased fluid pipe is a difficult one to set up. This is not a movable block with normal Minecraft pistons. You'll have to use an extended piston, and I will go over that later in the video, so you can look in the chapters in the description or on the video itself to skip to that if you want to build this manually. But we're going to start with this one. This one is pretty simple. The ingredients for this are going to be in the description down below. We're going to start with the storage system here. So we're just going to place down a barrel and then have two hoppers going into it like this. And this is just so that the cart assembler can not be super in the way, and that this oak leaves also isn't in the way. Then we're going to place any block really that the rail and cart assembler can go on top of. And then over on this hopper, we're going to place in leaves. It can be oak leaves. It can be really any that can be waterlogged. We're then going to waterlog them. And this is used so that, let's break this. When lava is placed in, it will place down a source block here. And then this water, since it's next to it, will turn it straight into obsidian, and it won't flow everywhere else because that would be annoying. On the backside, on the opposite side of the cart assembler, we're going to place down a fluid pipe and turn it to a glass one. You could also just put that in casing if you would like, but I think the glass one makes a little bit more sense for this build. And then over on this other side, we are going to place a temporary block and then an observer that is its face facing towards the center here. You are going to need to grab an obsidian block to place in the filter here, because otherwise it just won't do anything. You can then place a torch on the side here, and that is kind of the main logic of the system already set up. Then you're going to connect this fluid pipe up to your lava source. So it can be a creative fluid tank if you're playing in creative. Otherwise, you can get a big hole in the nether filled with lava. If it's more than 10,000 blocks, that'll count as an infinite source. Or you can do a really simple, this will slow down the rates, but it will get you definitely enough obsidian for a single player world or anything like that. If you just set up a grid here of cauldrons and pipes below them, the pipes will sit just underneath the cauldrons like this. You'll need to grab a mechanical pump, pump it into this glass fluid pipe. This is going to take all of the fluid pipes here and just pump them towards this direction. And then you're going to set up a floor for your lava to be in. You're going to fill this in with lava. And then underneath it, we're going to just place in a bunch of dripstone here. And this will slowly over time generate lava for you. You can increase this pretty much as you like. but as you can see, what is going on? This is fast. Whoa. Do I have my random tick speed? I think I do. I think I had my random tick speed up a crazy amount. It won't be that fast for you, but then you'll just need to connect this mechanical pump up to power, and it will start pumping in lava just like this. You don't want to connect that up just yet though, because we need to set up this system here, which is just 3 stone brick or any other building block here in an L shape in the way of this glass fluid pipe. We're then going to place a minecart in here, but before we do that, we need to glue everything together. So we're going to glue this bottom block to this one here, and then again, so it's like an L shape of glue. And then if we place the minecart in it, it should pick up this whole system so that when you connect this to power, it will create obsidian already, and it is working and giving us obsidian here. And now this is the normal tick rate of the lava generator. It is a little bit slower than obviously an infinite source, and you'll get less output here, but running this for even a little bit of time should get you more than enough obsidian for your day-to-day needs. And if not, you can just increase the size of this lava generation or get lava from an infinite source like a big hole in the nether. Now I'm also going to briefly walk you through how to build the one wide tileable one. This one is the exact same strategy where we just have a minecart that goes over and breaks this obsidian block. The only difficulty is this hopper minecart in this encased fluid pipe. We're going to start off in the same way as we did the last one with a storage system. We're going to place a barrel and a hopper here. And then on top of this hopper, we're going to need to place a rail and a hopper minecart. You can then break the rail there, and then directly above the hopper minecart, we're going to place, I guess, 2 temporary blocks, and then a pipe, another pipe directly above the hopper minecart, and a third one above that one. We're then going to place copper casing around this fluid pipe so that it is encased and these 2 holes stay here. This is useful because this pipe is going to be supplying lava here, but then we want lava turning right and going straight upward. This is normally not possible with a fluid pipe because even though this is going straight up, if we break this one, it will no longer be like that. And it's important for our next step of squishing this down on top of the hopper minecart. We're going to place temporary blocks all the way around here just so that it doesn't shoot out on any of the sides. And then we're going to grab a mechanical piston. You're going to need the piston and the piston extension pole. You need both of these because normal vanilla pistons will not be able to push this encased fluid pipe block, but this mechanical one can. You're then going to just hook it up to power. And depending on which way it's going, you might need to reverse the power here, but then it will push this encased fluid pipe into the hopper minecart, and then you can break all these temporary blocks, and we have the hard part finished. On the opposite side of the barrel now, we're going to place in our fluid pipe that connects it to the main encased fluid pipe here, and then on the back of that, we're going to place a mechanical pump. We're going to just connect that to power. You'll need to do it with obviously not a creative motor, but it doesn't use too much power. I think the max is 500, if I'm not mistaken. It's 1,000, sorry. 1,024 is the max stress units, so it's not too bad. We're then going to connect up our infinite lava source. I'm again going to use a creative fluid tank, but you can do a system like that one over there. And it's already, don't connect it to lava. All right, now that that has done overflowing, don't connect it to power yet. And if you do, place a block on top of that boy. But we can now place in our leaves block with water in it. Then we're going to place a block here. This can be stone brick or anything else. This is going to be used for our breaking system. And then we're going to build a little L shape over, 4 blocks in total. We're then going to need to grab a smart observer and place it straight into this stone brick block where the water is on the other side. And then we're going to need to set the filter to obsidian again. On this opposite side, we're just going to place a redstone torch. And then we're going to build down 1 block so that there's a gap here and place in our rail and cart assembler. Before we place down the cart, we're going to need to grab some glue. Glue this stone bricks together, go down like that so that it's a glued L, and then we can place in the minecart. You should now see that the obsidian is being generated and is working, and it should be being collected. If it's not, then there's probably something wrong with this hopper minecart. If items are spewing in weird directions, again, it's probably the hopper minecart. And that's the farm. It is really simple. It gets you a ton of obsidian as long as you have enough lava, and you could go crazy with it, I guess, if you are just bonkers and have a giga computer. Because right now, this by itself is lagging a little bit. So if you have a NASA space station computer, you could probably run all of these. But it's overkill. You don't need 11 million obsidian per hour. Nobody needs that. For us normal folks, this little farm is definitely good enough. with 3,000 obsidian per hour. And if you don't have an infinite lava farm, a small just generator like this will do. It will work pretty well. I think we've gotten a few more obsidian during the tutorial of this other one. And of course, all the schematics and everything else will be in the description, along with the ingredient list for this farm that I just built behind me. So thank you. If you like this video, be sure to like. If you're not subscribed, do it. Subscribe. Thank you. All right. I'll see you next time. Peace.